those, and potentially
I'm back.
we have the idea of parented mods that allow you to not double put ones that kind of do the same thing. So taking those and maybe
I don't know if people are going to like this one. I'm mixed. I think if it's reasonable, it's fine, but if it's too much, that's a problem.
So
I do think buffing guns and just keeping melee the way it is would probably be one way to solve it.
But we're looking at to do it in a way that just basically brings the danger back to the game versus it removes all of the power fantasy that we want. And then bringing up the guns to follow. He's got some pretty cool ideas to kind of combo the melee with the guns as well. Like on a melee kill, you get a bonus to your primary and stuff like that.
Yes, like the whole arsenal can benefit itself.
Yeah, so basically we're hoping that we can kind of shake up some of the meta that has surfaced from the years of mods that we've added to the game.
Yeah,
it's definitely on our mind, and
condition overload.
And Joe has been working on it, and I'm probably butchering this horribly, and he's going to message me after this. But
well, it sounds like there's going to be
the combo stuff sounds exciting.
There's going to be 2 dev workshops on the radar. It sounds like.
What's the timeline for this?
He's been working on this right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is all.
It's not Tempestari timeline, though, is it?
I
don't think so. No.
It's an internal. Whenever we want to try to do it.
Yep.
Chad is taking everything Scott said as a giant nerf, so I'm sure Joe is.
That's all I ever do is nerf things. So here we are.
Joe is very afraid.
I mean, it is the truth.
Let's take away some key things. So, for example, if I were to just as a dev host jump right into, hey Jeff, like you brought some cool stuff for like a new melee type. Let's go
there's
right
the chainsaw.
But the problem is, like we have the ghoul saw, we've talked about it. Melee is the
shiny object of just black things, I guess.
No. I'm saying it's important that the work that goes into the content for Melee has a home, and we've just kind of established that there's a huge gulf, and there's just small things we're going to look at in tweaking, like the speed and the parenting. And the goal isn't to take away the power fantasy in the slightest. Melee is one of Warframe's strengths when you look at the game. So I would just encourage the community to take a listen to what we said and why we want to do it, and then obviously wait for some write-ups and some facts for everyone. But I think that in the spirit of the content that gets made for Melee, and when you do see those attack speed situations that obviously I would say to Jeff's artistic sensibilities, you would like the Melee world to just be a bit more grokkable when you want to see what's going on. But
yeah, it just turns into noise for me, for sure, for a lot of it.
Yeah, it's completely nonsensical. You can't even see what's going on.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man.
So
I'm mixed. I would say I don't really have an opinion. As long as I don't make it so melee is completely worthless, then I'm fine.
This ghoul saw, and when you
again reasonable nerfs.
Oh nice shoot! To see this happen, or it would be nice to have.
That's brutal, man. Brutal.
Like a table saw.
But still, I hope they're gonna be considerate about what they do. Oh my god, that was brutal, man.
Right
It's Sheldon's nightmare.
Yeah, I hate table saws. Oh man.
Like it would be
the
fun
pizza cutter.
To do these things and see them happen in the melee flow rather than not. But there's of course. Pardon?
We got any more of this?
Where's the riding animation?
Oh god. Oh, is that it? Or can you extend the duration of it?
So that's going to be set up as a state change in one of the combos where you can go into the riding state on the
god.
The weapon. So it's something you can opt into, and then when you come out of it, it's going to be that attack.
Oh, so cool.
So I like that the animators bother to put the particles in.
I know.
I mean, it might have some mobility use if
be horribly nerfed, but you'll be able to have a unicycle.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Time to nerf melee, except now you can ride a freaking. Ride the ghoul saw for mobility.
People will quote you, but I think hearing
and
this
hit Sheldon up on Twitter if you want to talk about it.
No,
oh god.
I think hearing all of this, the first thing my mind goes to is like, okay, so this is a lot of information. Melee is a lot of what lets people kill certain enemies, steal paths specifically.
I really, really want people to understand that we're really, really trying hard not to just take a nerf to melee. The really, really easy path to this is to just nerf melee. That's not what we're doing. We're looking at things to lower it a little bit and bring the guns up. So
Yeah,
we're raising the power
that
of the
is
guns.
what I would think. That's what it should be
90% of
pursued.
the fix that we're looking at.
As long as it's not nerfed to the
Melee is
ground,
such an iconic
it's okay.
part of Warframe now that we
So-
would not want to step on it. So.
We need to add
Yeah,
pitchforks
just
to our
understand them. Just give them a
No.
chance.
We would sell some.
Especially when you have Scott saying
Interesting.
this. I think we should give him a
Is that like
chance.
inside? Interesting.
So,
All right, so I should mention that there were a handful of content creators that asked a question of that nature. They just came in at different times. So we had Grind Hard Squad asked about updating the melee meta. Lazar Gaming asked about the power gap between ranged and melee and what are we doing. So that question was actually the most common from that area. So that's probably not a surprise to hear. But
Yeah, the game's become super melee heavy for the high end players, right? It's the only game in town. So if you're here for the guns and you enjoy the gunplay, and you kind of ignore melee, then you're playing at a disadvantage right now because of that. So
Right.
we definitely need to bring the guns up to the level of melee, 100%. We are all on board with that.
awesome.
Okay, good.
Q&A streams go very. So this is Indian.
I didn't bring enough beers here. This is
I-
crazy.
Go grab
Yeah.
a beer.
Go grab
I'll
a
ask an
beer,
art
Scott.
question
Yeah.
For Jeff, because we have
Is that all the animations for the ghoul saw? Is there anything more?
for the ghoul saw. Those are the 3 I have.
Okay, cool.
I
I
guess
just want to make sure I get to see them all.
There is
yes.
more. It's a new type, so that means you have to redo everything. You have to
Yeah.
do the movement and all that fun stuff. So
And
All
and
of
can
the,
you stay on
idols.
it a bit, or how does riding it work?
it's part of one of the combo chains. So one of the attacks you can mount it and then stay on it until you opt to come off of it.
Oh, you can just keep going.
Oh,
Yep.
So cool.
wow.
Just working on it.
Is it steerable, or are we a straight line thing, or what's?
You know how these things go.
Can you juggle while you're on it?
Joe
It's a
was already
K-drive
talking-
now?
This is all important stuff.
It's gonna
Yes.
turn into like, yeah. It meant to. It was originally gonna be just an attack, but it's gonna turn into its own vehicle. Like we all
I love it.
that, so.
Maybe
Yeah,
Potato will
mods.
make a video like next year. About,
Like if you can
how
mod the speed for it, it might actually be a good
K-drives
mobility
are
tool.
imbalanced 'cause
Maybe.
it's all the ghoul saw
Mainly only
riding.
in missions though, where you can't use
Yeah,
K
but
Saw
drives.
meta is going to take over.
So
meta
maybe
has
if
taken-
you could go back in time to yourself on this stream 8 years from now, you'd say, "Don't release the ghoul saw. It ruined everything." So
I don't know about
Change
that.
the whole game.
If anything, I'll probably only use it for
All
mobility,
right, I got questions to
Proper.
get through here.
depending on how
Oh,
the
I think
stats
we
are for it.
decide,
I
but-
think the mobility will be the only
alright,
good part
so
of it,
question from
but
Brozine.
that's just my opinion.
In
Oh,
recent
Brozine.
updates, we've seen a good handful of new game modes: Disruption, Scarlet Spear, or
Okay.
Venom. Do any of these game modes speak to Warframe's future in terms of structure, whether that be rewards or gameplay?
I'm kind of wondering where.
That's a good question.
I know Tactical Potato
thought-
asked something
just
earlier,
to talk
but
about the rewards part, I thought that was.
What
a big
about original
success,
Wicked
and I would
Fun?
Credit
I
Scott
wonder.
with that. That
Anyway.
the reward structure for FX Venom, the way that worked out, it was a great idea. To kind of have the pairing.
I don't know if I'm being thrown under the bus here or
No, I'm not throwing it on the bus.
Are you saying
I was-
like putting you could earn it or get lucky?
Yeah,
Are you
I
talking
really
about-
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. I think that's something that I'd like to emulate for in the future as well. So I think that was a good indicator for if you were to look at that and you like that. If you liked it, then you could say that that's one that we're taking away as one that's going to be useful for the future.
Excellent.
Sorry, that was just my 2 cents.
That's
Yep.
I don't know if anyone else has a remark on that.
The
We do have a
question's kind of confusing.
Yeah, it's a big question. So the reward structure, and then are the gameplay structures also indicative
Well,
of the future? I wouldn't
yeah.
say that.
Well, there's a
Obviously,
follow-up.
we're using the mech stuff. Necromechs are going to be more generally usable in our next Railtech update. Is that fair to say, Scott?
Yep. It's mechs have been integrated into the intrinsics.
Oh.
So you'll be able to kind of use them anywhere.
oh hey,
Yes.
Yeah, so the intrinsics that you didn't think, if a player didn't like rank 5 in tactical or something, maybe mechs have a home there now. Something like that.
Something like that.
Follow up on that. Open worlds have seen a lot of advancement in terms of quality since Plains of Eidolon through story and reward structure, but tend to have objectives that boil down to mobile defense in many cases.
Oh,
especially
yeah.
nowadays. Is there a want to lean towards more active objectives in the future, or is defense more core to open worlds?
Armored Vaults intensifies.
There's a huge desire to evolve that. Steve was, I don't know, he was venting, I guess, about like his desires to expand on open world gameplay, just, like recently. Anyway, we know we gotta expand on that, and I think there's some stuff in the works with some current open world explorations.
So I think also with the when we previewed a bit of the Railjack stuff last year, I think a lot of people saw that kind of stuff and went, "Oh,
data mass.
We're still doing that," you know, and the 2012 data mass is still alive, and so yeah, we are expanding that. We don't think that that's. I don't think that that's like. We don't feel like that's a pinnacle game mode or like some kind of like core underpinning of those structures. We want to go. We want to go much more diverse and more active for sure. But I don't think that's going to be reflected soon. But I think you're going to see.
Oh yeah, well, the new game mode.
New game mode in the Railjack stuff will show you where we need to go. I think we've been internally not doing well balancing the kind of releases that add new game modes. I think Orphic Sedum was a good exception to that, but I don't think that we've been doing enough to revitalize that old stuff that kind of had musty smell on some of those game modes, and so that's kind of a big kind of the marching orders of our crew is to dig a little deeper, and maybe even if things are working, if you guys are burned out on them, we got to change it. So
did you pay Brozine to ask that question?
Oh,
Steve?
God.
Absolutely, I gotta do my
Yeah, that was
PayPal now.
Wow.
How dare you?
I'm
You're
paying in
reading-
Bitcoin, and it's just going.
Oh
through the
boy,
roof. It's terrible.
Bitcoin.
How dare you?
My.
So we also have a question from Sliverito, who wants to know, because of the player's power and damage being so high and easy to output from an execution standpoint, is there a plan to focus on other forms of difficult content, such as higher mechanical difficulties from parkour, squad-based puzzles, or larger group content where you must coordinate? Something similar to the old raids, an 8-person mission split between Railjack and Ground Squad, aka Scarlet Spear, etc.
Yep, I think a lot of the boss design lately has been trying to lean on mechanical difficulty versus gear checks. So that's something that we're always trying to be aware of. I keep seeing Raid going by in chat, so the Trials stuff, we are looking at potentially resurrecting Trials with the third orb and making the third orb into a Trials. So
finally mentioned the third
in
orb, Mother.
Progress as on paper.
About time.
So that is something that we're definitely looking at, and definitely something we want to bring back to the game in a more manageable and maintainable form. So that's for sure. I think making the game more difficult beyond just can your gear handle this is something that we're definitely always trying to look for.
It's further than on paper as well. Like there's actually been
a lot of animation. Yeah.
There's a lot of active exploration to getting that and trying to make it right. So we're working on it.
From a design side, it's mostly on paper on how to make it into a trial. I guess I should have clarified that. On the actual boss stuff, it's quite far along, even on content.
Yeah. Now, I know with the amount of stuff we've talked about, I want to make some expectations clear for players in terms of what that actually might look like. So right now, I think we've shown sort of the scope of Call of the Tempestari with the Quest and Sevigoth and the Corpus Railjack before it. Corpus Liches I saw go by, that's not part of this spring 2021 dichotomy that we showed, so just keep that in mind. We'll be giving you updates.
Is it not?
No. Steve Sinclair.
Steve.
I hazard pay at this point.
Hazard pay? Good God.
There is a lot of work done on those witches.
There's a little piece of salt. Or I guess that's a bad phrase on the internet. There's a little cayenne pepper in Tempestari.
I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. Anyway,
nudge.
What are you saying? There's a preview?
Either way, we'll be giving you guys timelines or approximate timelines on when you can expect these things, because I know everyone wants to be in the loop on when. So,
well, if you subscribe to Rev's Twitter, is that your paid tweets? Talk about all those.
Oh yeah, my paid tweets. They're very good.
Your paid tweets give
good
all
God,
the details
people.
of that.
Yes.
We're
Indeed.
going there, eh?
We have a question from Angela Set. I understand content delays in recent events have turned many things on its head. DE had to scrap many plans as the offices were moved to home. However, what are your thoughts or concerns about the fact that the Lotus has been the spoiler enemy for 3 years, and a large percentage of the player base really only know her as a purple hologram enemy?
Yeah, the freaking purple hologram, man.
Later, like you don't get that right off the bat. So when you get to that part, yeah. How do we feel about that? I don't know. How do we feel about that, Jeff? I don't know. I don't know if pride would be the feeling.
No, definitely not.
Let's just say we think it's going to be a good year.
Yeah. I am very excited.
It's going to be a very good year.
I'm very excited.
Oh, I wonder.
You guys are really subtle, you know? There's subtlety to what you're saying.
What, are we going to be fighting Space Mom? Is that the idea?
Hard to follow.
All right, we'll do a
Platinum prize.
Flat prize.
Yes. Let's just segue over to a flat prize. Congratulations, X7. Enjoy your 1,000 platinum.
All right, the winner is
X-Zenvin. No.
Yeah, X-Zenvin. X-Zenvin, you've won 1,000 platinum. Message us and we'll hook you up after the show. Whisper our page. Question from Karu, one of our artists, creators. As someone on the creative half of the player base, I was always wondering, would it be possible to have enhancements or reworks for Captura, specifically the video? Generally speaking, they want to be doing some scenes, video animations. Could we have such power within the Captura tools so the fandom can get more creative with them? Can our engine handle more complex cinematic tools in Captura?
Captura is okay. I'll say that much.
Yeah. Steve likes to say we have the code.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have the source code, so we are able to modify it. Let me think. I would suppose that probably a lot of that would be on the UI team to kind of expose the underlying functionality.
They're busy.
They're busy.
Sorry, what, busy?
I mean, makes sense, but still.
They are, well, I mean, they are definitely busy right now, especially with all of the changes to Railjack that they are working on.
I'm sorry.
Yep, but I think that'd be really, I don't know, we feel Capture has been pretty successful for us, and I think we definitely are very open-minded to extending it further. More lighting options, more animation options, I think would be really cool.
I think supporting that aspect of community content is really important. So.
They could make Prime trailers for you, Jeff. Think about it.
Hydroid Prime 2.0.
However, second question from Karu. When can we move sigils all over the body to be more like a tattoo system rather than just chest and back?
I'm surprised nobody's asked about Pets 2.0, by the way, but whatever.
Belly.
That was your question, wasn't it?
No, it's not.
Also, I guess the idea of sigils being anywhere except on the front and back, I guess, is intriguing.
Yeah, well, can we move sigils?
Or frame tattoos.
Why can't we do that?
The sigil, let me think about how the sigil works. Right now in the database, I believe only, it's very small in the database. There's only like one orientation. So, I mean, it would be something that we'd look at. The key thing would be, someone says tramp stamp.
What?
One jumped out and hit me in the eye. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be pretty awesome. And again, it's the getting the time for the UI team to put in that feature, and then a little bit of work for how we store that in the database, because it would be, I have to store like a whole arbitrary 3D position in pose space. So, but it's technically is not that far of a reach.
Gotcha. We had some questions as well from various content creators as well as the community at large about what Sevigoth's helmet ability is. So later
it's probably
in
gonna
spring, when you get your
one or
Sevigoth,
two.
One of them or two, depending on how you roll, you'll be able to sit in your helmet, provided you have it, and once you subsume Sevigoth, you will be getting Gloom. So Gloom is Sevigoth's third ability, which we can take a look
just
at.
Gloom?
And you can get Gloom.
Isn't that like...
That is
I don't know. Isn't that the one where he just summons a circle or whatever?
It's true. Work never ends. So one thing we didn't do with Sevigoth last stream, much to my embarrassment, was actually show Sevigoth in the arsenal. And the reason this is important is, not only for fashion frame, but also, upgrading. When you're upgrading a Warframe, you're
Oh yeah,
putting on
Gloom's
your
is
mod
third. Okay.
survivability, range, whatever you choose for such a, build you're going for. But one thing that's
That
coming
idle
to
low.
Sevigoth, Scott, which you've managed to double the exalted nature. Are you curling up into a ball right now?
No.
You can mod Sevigoth's shadow.
What?
independent- So when you go
Just like an
into
exalted
Sevigoth's
weapon.
shadow form,
Oh,
you
by the way,
are
that's a spooky shadow.
essentially able to provide a whole second series of upgrades to Sevigoth.
His persona form?
you
Yeah,
have your
pretty
Sevigoth.
much.
You can make Sevigoth look as you will. Maybe you want Jeff.
No,
Uh,
not that.
Anything
oh,
but
that's
that
good.
one, yeah.
That was a good one, the second one.
I want
one
some
kinda
Pentel
fits.
colors for sure.
That Serpento. Oh my god.
No. But you can also have your shadow look a little different too. So
That's okay. That's alright.
Jeff, you can see real.
That's actually pretty good.
Cool.
Oh, that's actually really good. What the heck?
Regal.
Yeah. it's not
Wow. What? Freaky.
You got it, not bad. That's.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you can get your Sevigoth going. So I have my 2 different forms here, and then of course the shadow has claws, which you can also upgrade.
I hope he can move quickly, by the way. I don't want the
Kinda go
shadow
through.
being super
He's an
slow.
icon,
That's
by the
what
way.
worries me.
There's a few UI hookups. That
Please tell me he moves
Bandages.
decently fast, or at
Bandages.
least, can
Sight.
scale
Really
based off
isn't
your
subtle,
abilities
this,
on
shadow
Sevigoth.
No.
Because if he moves too slowly and or doesn't really have a lot of mobility going for him, that's going to be a problem.
So rad.
Yeah.
So let's hope that they actually
Sevigoth
realize
is shipping
that.
with a signature weapon. So why don't we take a look at that in action here? Their sidearm, which actually I just wanted to. Yeah, it is. I just wanted to quickly do a shout out to some of the UI improvements coming as well. We are getting
my.
a new skin on, a new treatment on the world state window up here, just to have,
Good, because it's
a
incredibly
little visibility
annoying
for
having to go back
all
and forth
things
between
events, so
them.
you can get some nicer graphics.
Oh, and I'm guessing
So that's cool. Yep.
probably some alerts after this.
Hop in.
Okay.
I'll just use the sidearm for a little bit just to give. Again, this is coming with update 30, Call of the Tempestari, Sevigoth, signature weapon, all that.
And Sevigoth
I knew
too,
that
so we're gonna have to
question was
wait
gonna
until like April or something,
Chroma.
probably.
Oh,
I mean,
about
which is
modding,
fine.
like,
I mean,
from
I'm not
the
going
source.
anywhere anytime soon,
separately.
so
This is your own fault, really, Scott.
It is.
Mod
I just.
helped. All right.
See this.
Okay. Before I do anything, really, really important part of the agile animation for
What?
Sevigoth. This is very important, chat.
what is?
Very important.
Uh,
How cool is that?
what? Okay, that's freaky.
Pretty awesome.
All right. Rate
Look at
Jo-
that.
He has a JoJo stand. Congratulations.
Cool with that color combo, but whatever, it's fine.
Exciting.
Color is,
Wait, you don't like the color?
You only get one
Oh, and I
chance
guess the
of
sidearm looks okay
progression.
too.
Well, anyway.
I have
Sidearm
nothing.
Is a
Sidearm.
wrist-mounted sidearm that you can. So I'm just going to use Gloom so everyone can. So Gloom is the one that spreads and you can get health steal on kills. It slows enemies down.
Oh,
That's
well,
the
Some really
that's
sad
going on
too.
Necros easily.
Gloom is also
It's very
sad.
gloomy.
It's very sad. They're crying under their helmets right now.
It is the Helmonth ability, but also
Oh,
the
nice
wrist-mounted
roll.
sidearm. You can do quick taps for your headshots, or you can do a charged shot, which will slow with a cold proc enemies in it, so you can more easier shoot their heads off.
Up,
So
okay, sure.
Slow on your stuff.
The amount of shots you can do is pretty low though, so I don't know. It looks alright.
So yeah, and when you're with Sevigoth, when Sevigoth uses it, you'll have a enhanced damage on headshots.
Look at that. A level 3 Moa because of shield gating, it didn't go down in one shot. Oh god. Corpses just get way more annoying.
play there.
Maybe unless you shoot them in the head, which that'll ignore the shield gate. Oh my god.
That blue shadow.
Spooky shadow.
Indeed, there it is.
Patrick with blue.
It's decent tracking.
Very natural.
Level 3 Corpus couldn't... doesn't one-shot a level 3 enemy.
Do a little reap what
Look,
you
it's because of
sow.
shield gating, okay? It's not
course,
because it has that
your,
low of a shield. It's just that's how
Death
shield
Well
gating works on
full
Corpus.
unit Summon Sevigoth's shadow.
If you headshot them, it ignores it, but you have to headshot them to ignore the shield gating.
Reap what I sow.
Or you can just do
and
that, I
ready
guess.
To call the big blue.
Big blue.
Here comes Big Blue.
Okay.
There you go.
How fast does he move?
Alright.
That's... Oh my god, that's super slow. What the hell?
Yeah, he needed a custom camera because he was.
That's really
Just an
slow.
entire
That's my
screen.
problem with it. I think it looks nice otherwise. Oh, okay. So there's some decent mobility tools you have access to, but he needs to be sped up.
Wraith and Reaper again. Or Sevigoth. I always do.
Well, the camera might not be hooked up for those.
Yeah, you gotta speed him up. I still think they need to speed him up. It's too slow.
Doing it live. All right, needless to say, Sevigoth is going to be having quite a time.
Can they speed him up? Because that's a little too slow.
Of the origin system.
If you just speed him up, that'll probably solve it. I hope they're listening. Also, yeah, that's you can basically make a Darkrai thing, or Darkrai costume.
Crouch too.
Technically.
I hope people give him feedback and tell him to speed him up because that's too slow.
Are there any new stories planned for the Stalker? It's been a long time since the second dream. Haven't heard from him.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
Oh, Stalker,
Put
huh?
him in the closet.
I kind of wonder what's going on with Stalker these days. Like,
He shows up, I destroy him immediately, and then he gives me rewards. Literally, I can strip his armor super easily, so he's not that big of a challenge.
A whole video of
Even with the sentient resistance, I can just reset it, and that's that.
Some surprise thing we're gonna show. I'm like, oh, what's going on? This is
I'm
exciting.
Or unless they're gonna actually buff the Stalker to make him a
What is
challenge. Stalker Umbra.
yeah, well, yeah.
Stay tuned.
I
Okay,
hate to
Stalker
say
might be a
stay
threat in the
tuned.
future.
I
Gotcha.
really feel like over the last year or so, I personally overpromised, and I just want to start delivering, so I'm not going to say much.
Got it. All right.
Like
That
the
works.
time.
That works. We have some questions from. Actually, you know what? We have to do more platinum prizes. So let's do another one of those.
Okay.
We'll do another platinum prize. You should be able to see that.
Okay, here we go again.
Love this in real time. It's exciting.
We had a
Squirrel
question.
M.
Squirrel M.
Congratulations.
Squirrel M,
Spl-
you've won
you
1,000
get-
platinum. Whisper us.
Enjoy your
we'll pick you
platinum.
up after the show. Squirrel M, way to go. You did it. So Corporal Facehugger wants to know, my biggest question is when are we going to get Necromex and normal missions? Orphix Venom whet my appetite and I want more.
Yep.
Are you enjoying the view?
When?
We already spoiled that, didn't we?
I know, but just you can remind people.
Give
Maybe
you be explicit. I guess it's the what was it 29.999 update.
Actually, I'm glad
29.10.
you asked. It would be
29.99.
yeah, 29.10.
Oh,
Why 0.10? Where did that come from?
heck if I know.
In that update, it will be in the intrinsics. One of the intrinsics.
Okay, so we'll be able to use Necromex outside of,
29.10.
well, yeah,
Or 999.
outside of regular, I mean, that might be useful for Steel Path at
We did
least.
promise a little bit of
So.
Zephyr Deluxe in game.
Ah,
So why don't
wow.
we take
Okay.
a look at
Zephyr Deluxe
I made a
finally
little
getting the oh
video.
my,
for the world of my cool Zephyr.
that's
Looking
interesting.
This
Look
is
at that
with the,
Evangelion-inspired
deluxe animations as well.
frame.
Deluxe Agile. So this is
It looks so
Zephyr
unusual, and that's kind of the
Deluxe
point.
coming, with the
Those
second-
colors are a little
He's gonna
but
give,
it's easy to
Octavia a little
customize,
bit
so
of
it
a
can be
run.
better.
Hey, yeah, this is
It's a
Like,
pretty good animation set.
pretty hip.
There was a last minute change that didn't get in. There's some transparency
Yes.
that's going to get added on the chest and everything. So it was added late though. So
Yeah. And unfortunately, my build is a bit behind, so I don't have it. I could show this in game as well, but I don't have the transparency, so it's up to you, Jeff. Really, if you want me to.
You can go for it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get a better color palette on that one. Also,
You
it's
have
3
the
now, so it's been an hour.
Purchase?
I do. I do.
I mean, the default one looks okay. I just think it would look better with different colors.
Winglet? What did I see there?
I mean, I think it looks pretty good in my opinion.
What did you
There's
say?
I mean, some people are mixed, but maybe just because they, I don't know.
Attachment leg or
You know, people
Well,
are
I'm
allowed to have
waiting
their
for
own
my
opinions,
games
so
to
it's up to
pre-process
them
that.
if they think it's
I
good
did
or
actually
not.
get some character
So.
changes, but obviously not.
there we go.
There we go.
we go.
Okay, let's go right
Oh,
to the.
well, we see it.
Oh, there we go. I think it looks better when you're not using Captura.
So that chest piece is supposed to be
And also, it's supposed to look different, so it's not
So
supposed to be
Zephyr Deluxe
this
is coming with
unusual.
the
Like,
UI,
it's not.
the
Just, I
landing
don't know.
craft.
It's supposed to be a decent.
My dog is
I
not
don't know.
interested. In
The Kubro sums it up pretty much. It's just like, nah, I'm out.
Kubros are not.
So very,
The
very cool.
Kubro's
We got
just like,
Zephyr
I'm
on the leg, head in the
uninterested.
clouds on the arms.
Yeah, I think it actually does look pretty solid.
Zephyr action.
Now that they're able to
And
incorporate
again,
it into the
All the
game, I
colors
think people
that
need to
come
actually
with
see it
a,
up close
set of
before
crayons when
just
you go
being
to-
able to, I guess, firmly
And
judge
Jeremy
if it's
made
worth the
the,
money or
car
not.
paint shader.
I would
don't know
say.
if you can you free cam again? I don't know if you can check out the legs, like the thighs, especially.
Car paint. Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, that's
My
so
oh
cool.
my, and it's supposed to look like this, by the way.
Okay.
So we'll probably see this on a lot of Warframes.
Car paint
Character guys
shader
are
coming 2021.
And the operator is in the works right now.
Yes.
For the...
I think the dog just needed a break, honestly, the
There you
Kubro.
have it. So
Anyway.
that's coming with the Update 30 segment on simultaneously shipping on the platforms later in spring.
Okay.
We do have some more questions. One of them was a follow-up from Sliverito, just on the topic of ribbons. Is there discussion about the ability to lock stats on a ribbon? Say after X amount of rolls, being able to lock a stat as permanent for a large investment in Kuba or otherwise. So I get my Nell ribbon, it has multi-shot, something else, and I want to keep one stat but re-roll the rest. Is that something that's on one's discussions plate?
It isn't.
That's fine.
It isn't at this point.
Bye, Scott, again.
I think
Scott dropped.
Scott's
Scott's like, "Oh, I'm done."
I'm not
mad
interested
about
in
that
this
question.
I hate
conversation.
that question. So.
He doesn't want to talk about
That
it.
amazing internet again.
Yeah, that new Wi-Fi working.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, Jesus, Discord, stop crashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally Discord.
Good lord.
It just leaves because of the ribbons.
It wasn't that question at all.
Honestly-
he's like, I'm done.
If the answer is you haven't discussed it, that's the answer.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
fine.
we
You
haven't
don't need to.
discussed it. I think if you've been watching the whole stream, we have a lot of design ambition right now that we're kind of clearing through, starting with making Railjack live more up to his promise, and then moving on into gun balance things. So I think those would trump the bad word, but
No.
would take precedence.
Steve, no.
Ribbon changes.
Anyway.
From the art and story
Sorry.
point, Grind Hard Squad wants to know, are
Steve,
Umbra
please.
Warframes beyond Excalibur in the works?
Huh? Oh, Umber Frames.
Is the score going to crash again? I think it's
Yeah.
gonna crash.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No,
Scratch
well,
over Jeff now because he doesn't want to answer that. We really love that Warframe. We don't have any that are in development right now. I think if you have been following Devstreams, we have a lot in development right now that we need to deliver first.
Okay.
So, that's a great question, and I don't think it's yet the time to do that, but I think that's definitely something that's possible in the future.
Got it. All right. Well, I'm just going to make sure we've gone over virtually everything I brought with me in the asset side of things. And generally speaking, we showed a little bit of...
What about Pets
That's a lot of
2.0?
information.
It was, and I think that we are...
Shai's gonna have her work cut out for her.
I know I have a lot of work to do today, but what can you do? Run the stream, summarize the stream.
Yes.
All right, so what we'll do is maybe if there's any pets. We did have a lot of Pets 2.0 questions.
Oh, yes.
I have one right here.
Yes.
Sheldon, where is the Pets 2.0 as discussed on a dev stream?
What is it?
2019?
Sheldon.
He lost
Scott,
a
what's
napkin.
what's the disconnect
Sheldon,
button again?
we need to
Yeah.
talk.
How do I do that?
I've been waiting for an
Alt
answer to
F4
this.
quickly.
Yeah, I mean that might be one of the things that definitely I should bite my tongue on as well and not make any promises on it. But it's definitely still it's not gone.
Okay.
But I won't make any more promises about it.
It's not gone, but that's it. Okay, I'll take
We want
it.
that.
At least we got an update on it. Thank God.
Some new pets coming
I was-
with the queen pins. So.
Wait, what?
This
Yeah.
is true.
Maybe
That's
it's
an opportunity. Yeah.
there's a
All
Ra-
right, we have a pretty good
Arachnoids?
questions I received.
I would wish.
And
Are we getting
most of the
arachnoid
chat
pets?
Has basically been like a flux of reacting to what we're saying, asking their own questions, whether it be from raids to
Arachnoid
other
Bursas?
things,
What are we
but
getting?
We are going to start winding down the dev stream now. I don't know.
Oh,
if there's any
Zanukas?
chit chat you guys wanted to go over before we close off for a month till our next dev stream.
I mean, hey, at least we got that answered at the
Time
end.
between
Thank God. I'll also
Speak now
take
or forever
Zanuka
hold
pets,
peace is what I'm saying.
as long as they're not,
I mean,
you know,
it's exciting.
Warframes originally.
Now in the next dev stream, there should be update 29.
I'm just glad they finally answered this question after so long.
Right?
It's like the one
coming
question I
between
wanted
those
answered.
Those 2 points. So there's big stuff coming between now and the next
So,
dev stream.
thank you for at least addressing it.
Anything else from?
Anyway,
Yeah, I thought
I'm
the
good. I'm
questions were great,
satisfied. They
and-
actually got to the one question I wanted asked and answered.
Yep.
So
I'm
it's
extremely
it's
grateful
still
for the
around at
questions
least. They
and
just
for the
it's
support
not
and
something they're
support.
thinking about at the moment.
If you picked up on
Good enough
it,
for
thank
me.
you very much.
Okay, that's it.
Awesome, and,
Just
fun
glad they
stuff
answered that
in
question. Thank
development.
God. I
As
was
we
worried they were
celebrate
going to
our
skip
8th
over it again.
Years of Devstream.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, 8 years of dev
Crazy,
streams.
and,
Freaky,
I
huh?
haven't aged a day, so.
Yeah, Steve hasn't changed much. It's okay.
Just
I think
moving
the entire team
vaccine.
really hasn't changed, but
Yeah.
much
Just
except
moving
maybe
up the
Rebecca.
vaccine queue.
Well, she dyed her hair,
Yeah,
so
you're
I
like
guess there's that.
Sanders. You're like, yeah,
Rebecca's dyed her hair.
you're
That's like the one
citizens
difference. So okay, well, but yeah, I'm good. I've got what I wanted.
I think
The rest of the content was
I've
good
been reading
too.
chat, and I do see the usual list of questions. Those usual list of questions usually mean that when we discuss our dev streams after, when we're talking with our team, we're usually kind of using this as a temperature check from all of you.
Pets
who are
2.0.
watching
Hopefully
and
that'll
typing in
be
chat,
the thing for next time.
Is something that
If I
we
actually am
use
able to watch
as,
it, which, well,
kind
who
of
knows if
a
I will.
reminder
I
to
can't
guide
promise
our next,
anything.
Steps. Obviously, we're moving towards Call of Tempestari and Corpus Railjack and a rework of the Railjack system and its rewards and its progression, and then moving into getting into the larger story of Warframe, and then also looking at some of the technical challenges that seems popular with our players, like cross progression, all that sort of stuff. But again, we don't have anything to announce about those things right now, but we absolutely, you are heard and you are seen in chat when you are all capsing that repeatedly.
So yeah, then we'll wrap it up. We'll have more
Okay.
announcements later in March, of course, regarding like anniversary, like game
So
anniversary.
that's
stuff.
it for now,
So stay
I
tuned
guess.
for our marketing channels for those.
Pretty crazy, huh?
Otherwise, log into Warframe, play the Gift of the Lotus alerts. They are live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Go
that'll
ahead.
be something for me to do a little bit later
Thank
today.
you so much
So
to
I
the
will be
Warframe
doing
community
that.
for 8 years of sticking around. Maybe you're new, maybe this is your first dev stream or otherwise. We are looking forward to getting lots of good posts your way about things changing, features coming to Warframe, updating it.
Sorry, I was just thinking because people are worried about the melee stuff, and I can understand, but they do seem just
really special year for
I don't think they're
Warframe,
gonna change it too
and
much,
we hope
not
that you love what we
drastically.
do. So we are
So
looking forward to everything that comes, from updates to dev streams to everything else. So thank
Yeah.
you, everyone. Thank you guys.
thank you for answering
coming
Pets
today
2.0,
on
by the
Devstream
way.
side.
I appreciate
Really
it.
appreciate you coming around, and thanks to everyone at Digital Extremes working on.
Yes, I was going to say,
Absolutely.
I think because everyone's
The
working
team.
from home, I think more of the team is watching these, and sorry for all the changes, and thank you so much for all of your work as well.
Okay, well,
I know there's a lot of systems thrash,
Yeah.
specifically in Railjack.
still trying to get through COVID and whatnot. It's definitely hard at
It's not
times.
Easy, and I really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
All right. Well,
Thanks, everybody.
Guess wrap it up here.
have a great weekend.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye, Devstream, and oh, that's it. Oh, there's a new countdown thing going on, but okay, I guess that's it. Wow, I think overall that was a good Devstream. Of course, and the highlight or the freaking headline they decided to use was freaking Rhino riding the ghoul chainsaw. But anyway, that's it. So overall, it was good. I mean, it was mostly about Railjack, and there were a couple other things. Sevigoth, I think the Rayform needs to be sped up, or well, his Reaper form needs to be sped up badly. It needs to go faster than that, because if you have to spam dash just to move around, that's a problem. The sprint speed needs to be increased, or just the general movement speed of it needs to be increased tenfold. And I hope they'll consider doing that, especially if he gets released and people make that an issue. Well, in terms of just bringing it up and making it clear that it's an issue. But yeah, and probably the biggest thing they did was finally answer the Pets 2.0 question, so I'm glad they did that. Happy that it was acknowledged. That's all I need, although of course we're probably going to be asking about it for months ahead. But I think for now I'm going to wrap it up here, and I'm just going to go about my day. But it's been an interesting day, because earlier in the day I was watching the Diamond and Pearl remakes being announced, and that Pokemon Arceus game, which I think looks interesting. I think both of them are good. I've had more time to think about it, and I think the Diamond and Pearl remakes actually do look pretty good overall. They're super faithful, but of course this is a completely different video, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But I'm looking forward to them, and I'm also looking forward to whatever Warframe has in the future. But for now, I'm going to get myself out of here. So, bye everybody. Thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Whenever that, probably in the next month or so, who knows. And Yellowlord signing off. Bye-bye now.